My first uncomfortable experience alone at night in Taipei, Taiwan. I am not op. Original post from Realistic Comb 7613 in R, Taipei. Original post May 11, 2023. 11 days ago. I have been in Taipei area for roughly 2 months now. For the most part have felt far safer than I have in my home country and have enjoyed it so far. Especially at night. For the first time, I felt quite worried. I was walking alone in the park at night and walked near 3 men. 2 were very close to each other and talking. I did not walk past them. But I did was walk a few meters away around them. However, the third guy seemed to have followed me for a bit, looking me in the face, directly approaching and got quite close, walking directly at me for a bit. When he got too close I had to drop my phone for a second as I thought he was going to try something. The first time I have had to do something like this. He clearly did not look kind. But it was so dark I couldn't see any clothes until he was close. We did not exchange any words. But I simply waved and proceeded walking. He did not wave back. To be honest, I would be surprised if he did anything. I am a well-built male and could definitely defend myself. However, I avoid any confrontation when possible and simply tried to wave. When he was approaching me, looking at me, and walk away. I don't like to act tough, and I think fighting for no reason is beyond stupid. Especially being a foreigner. I consider myself a non-violent friendly guy. But I do love to spend a lot of my free time in the gym lol. I proceeded to walk in the opposite direction of where I originally wanted to go, as he did seem to follow me for a good 10 seconds. Stopped and watched me from afar. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe any country is completely safe. But I do wonder what I watched past without knowing. Looking back, they were obviously trying to stay hidden behind the trees. Has anyone else had any negative experiences at night? Before coming I saw the crime rates for Taiwan and saw they were so low it was impressive. I have been walking around at night like absolutely nothing would happen. From the comments. Were you in 228 Park? That park and potentially others are pickup spots for gay guys. Maybe they were hoping to hook up. Update post May 14, 2023. 3 days later. The top comment on my previous post correctly guessed that I was in Park 228. I actually live in a few minutes walking distance. So I decided to go again to double check as I have some time on my hands. I walked near the place I was in the previous situation. But I have my phone away and I made sure to stand in the light area as to see everyone and be seen. I think what made it very intimidating last time was that it was so dark I could not see anyone's faces. Well, you guys were right. I got a guy looking me in the face, approaching me and acting a bit weird. Not approaching as intimidating as before. He was nice. I paused for a moment and kindly said, "Hello. Is everything okay?" Quote, we talked for a little while and then he asked if I was gay. I laughed a little and said no. He then told me that 80% to 90% of the men in this area were gay. He was nice and then we just separated after I told him I was just taking a stroll in the park. So yay. I was not being mugged a few days ago lol. It probably didn't help last time that I walk around with a hooded singlet, arms showing and walking in a gay park alone at the night. I guess I understand the confusion. What made me so worried last time was that it was pitch black dark and I was walking through the area where there are no lights. I could not see any faces in this area and he was walking in a very intimidating fashion. Unlike this guy. Puns from the comments on the update. I came here to hug, not to mug. I came here to hump guys, not jump guys. I came for an intimate date, not to intimidate. I came alone. Would you like to bone? They don't want to rob you. They want to rub you. They wanted some honey, not your money. I came to bone, not to steal your phone. I don't want to harass. but to play with your ass. Aw, so wholesome. Sorry there, man. I didn't mean to scare. I just wanted to start up a steamy affair. Are you from out of town? You're sure my first pick. So swing by the park so I can rub on your heart. I think part of this is that in terms of street crime, pretty much every East Asian city is way safer than the US. So it can be a bit of culture shock for Americans who have been taught to constantly be on guard. Of course it still happens, but culturally it's much rarer. Especially in a place like Taiwan, we are so starved of big events that local traffic accidents will make it to the national news since there's not much else to talk about. Not to mention the lack of easy access to guns. I thought it was weird that someone would face a scary situation in Taiwan. Didn't expect it to be such a cultural shock. A woman friend of mine went for a hike in a forest. Fort de Fontainebleau near Paris, in case someone is interested. Beautiful. She found a nice place for her picnic and was looking for somewhere to sit on when a man emerged from the trees. But naked. They stared at each other in utter confusion. Then they both spun around and left. She then realized that there were many cars parked nearby and she had seen furtive shadows between the trees that seemed to flee in front of her. And added 2 and 2. She had her picnic, but in another part of the forest. Oops. Those puns make the whole post more palatable to read, rolling on the floor laughing. The puns were the best part.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.